going to do a little introduction of you for the people who don't know about you, or maybe the people who do and just don't realize all of the big accomplishments that you've had. So Dianne, you are a certified strength and conditioning specialist, a functional aging specialist, a certified Tai Chi instructor. You've been a presenter at different conferences teaching people in the healthcare industry and fitness industry about the best practices and best ways of taking care of their clients and patients. You've produced all kinds of education like videos and books and even a certification program to teach people who want to be Tai Chi instructors how they can do that. I didn't even know this until I was researching you a little closer, that you've been in the news, the Denver Post, you've been in magazines, you're a specialist in self-defense and health and fitness, so they've pulled on you for some info on different things there. So it's just been, I mean, looking up all the stuff that you've done, like really blew me away. So
Well, when you get to be in your 60s, Brian, your resume will be that long too.
I hope so. I hope so. So I guess with all that in mind, like, what is it that really got you into the health industry and ultimately got you to where you are now?
You know, I started my work career in financial services, and I became a martial artist in 1994. Started my martial arts journey, and I loved it. But I was teaching taekwondo classes, I was teaching kickboxing classes, but that was avocationally. It was just a hobby. And then in 2001, I lost my job because of after 9/11, financial services industry was kind of a not so fun place to be. And I, with my husband's support, I said, I'm going to change myself. I'm going to really just redirect myself and lean into my passion. So I became a personal trainer, and I have never looked back. It's, since 2002, I have really grown to enjoy being a teacher, being involved with people and helping them be as healthy as they can be. There's something about just being able to be with people through their journey and help them realize that there are things they can do to be healthier, to enjoy to be able to enjoy doing what they love to do for their entire life.
I love that. So you're really focused on, getting people to age gracefully is
Right.
your passion,
Yeah.
sounds like.
Yeah. And when you look at it, accepting aging is not the same as giving in.
Mm.
Okay. There, you don't just sit down on the couch and go, "Oh, I'm old," uh, because that's a self-fulfilling prophecy right there. You will become, if you don't move, you won't be able to move. So I like, at the conditioning classroom, we focus on the mature adult and we focus on their goals. We focus on not our goals for them,
Mm.
what we see they could do, but what their goals are. And that's a real important distinction of, if you want to be skiing in the Alps still, if you want to be traveling the world, that's great. We'll help you do that. If you want to just be able to get up and down off the floor so that you can play with your grandkids, we can help you do that. Whatever your goals are, working on yourself physically is going to help you enjoy whatever it is that you love to do.
I think that's great because I hear it all the time from people too. They're like, I guess I'm just old, and they just are okay with that. And, they're never told that you shouldn't accept that.
Right. And that's not the way that we're built. we're yes, there are things that happen as you get older. Yes, there are things that you might not be able to do as well. That's okay. You can still do things. You can still enjoy life. And isn't it so much better to be healthy as you get to do the things you love to do? That's what we should be looking towards, is being as healthy as possible, being as fit as we possibly can, just to be able to do what we love to do.
So with that in mind, like who is the person that you kind of cater towards? Who is it that you get excited when they walk in the door?
Like I said, we focus on the mature adult in at the conditioning classroom, and it's that person that uh, knows, they've realized that, hey, wait a minute, maybe I've been so busy looking at other people, taking care of other people, either my kids or my parents. It can sometimes be sandwiched, um, and I've not been focusing on myself. When they finally realize that, hey, wait a minute, I need to take care of me, then I'm ready to help them do that. Um, we're uh, I tell people we're not set up to help bodybuilders. Okay, we're a place that it's not really about the aesthetics necessarily. There is some of that, but not in the focus of that. It's really helping people function. And that's what I want to be doing. And I have clients that have been with me, Brian, for 20 years.
Mm.
And that's kind of a fun thing too, to grow together. And, they keep coming back because they know I'm going to take care of them.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not worked with anybody for 20 years
You
yet.
haven't even been alive for that long.
Barely.
Well, you know.
That's really special. I love that. I think that's what I hear a lot of people who work with you too, is that they know that you care. Everybody who you works with you cares,
Yeah.
which is
Yes.
really
Yeah.
cool.
And yeah, we have the trainers here are awesome. We realize that, each person is an individual. You can't look at a 60-year-old woman as just a generic 60-year-old woman. That doesn't work, because there are 60-year-old women that are still running marathons, and there are 60-year-old women who really struggle walking in the door. So um, we look at you as an individual, and that's what matters here.
Yeah. So what does the process look like when they work with you? What should someone expect?
You know, it it varies. Obviously, what I tell people is every single workout is designed specifically for you. It's not a program. It's something designed specifically for them. So, we have to have an assessment.
Mm.
Your trainer is going to take the time to get to know your health history, to get to know what your owies are, and then we can put together a workout that's going to appropriately challenge you. We do need to challenge the body in order to have it change in a good direction, but appropriately challenge. We don't want to kill you. Right? There's no reason for you to be so sore that you can't sit down on the toilet the next day. So that's
It sounds crazy, but does happen. Yeah.
right,
You
right. And that sometimes is the image of what personal trainers are,
know.
is that slave driver that, you must do every single rep. And we're not like that here. We're going to challenge you, like I said, but we're going to challenge you appropriately. And we're going to encourage you. We're not the yelling kind of personal training place. We want you to really, honestly, we want your time at the conditioning classroom to be the best hour of your day.
That's so cool. So, so I'm going to go on a little bit of a detour here, but is an assessment in personal training, is that common or is that something that's a little more unique?
Um, if going to say something here, if they're a good personal trainer, yes, they're they're going to do an assessment, because that's important. It One of my trainers that worked for me at probably 15 years ago, she had worked at a different place, and when I told her this is our process, she's like, "Oh, I love that," because then it's about the client. It's not about me as a trainer. If you go in and the first thing a trainer puts you through a workout without even getting to know you in an assessment, um, it's about the trainer.
Mm,
They're trying to show off what they can do for you. Um, it needs to be the other way around. It needs to be all about the client. We need to know, where are you today, so that we can help you move forward towards your goals.
that's really good because that's how, that's the only thing that makes sense in the physical therapy world is you can't touch somebody until you know what's going on. At least that's
Right,
what you should do. But
right,
I didn't know
exactly.
that was personal training standard as well. It sounds like it's not.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not. But that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
And honestly, Brian, that's what I appreciate about you as well, is that you do take the time with each person and you assess the whole person, not just their what they came in to see you. I know that personally because I have come to you, and I have my own little owies too.
Right. We
But
all do.
right. And I very much appreciate how you look at people as a whole and make sure that they're working, that their body is doing what it can to move forward as well.
Well, I appreciate that. Thanks. I think that's something that we definitely align on is that,
Mhm.
when somebody wants to come in and play with their grandkids, it's not just load them up on the leg press. It's making sure everything else balance and all that stuff is incorporated. So I,
That's right.
we're both on that same page, which I think is so, so cool.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So when you have somebody come in and they haven't worked out in a while and you're running them through that first program, what do you tell them about recovery? What does recovery look like usually for your training style?
You know, we will obviously that after the assessment and they come in for their first real workout, okay, we know where they are because we've seen what's happening in the assessment. However, we always tell people, personal training is a relationship too.
Mm,
Um, you need to be vocal with us. Tell us, how did your body respond when we were going through the assessment? We want you to tell us, how did your body respond to this first workout? Make sure that you're being vocal with us. Recovery is absolutely important. You can't the body cannot change in a positive way unless you're giving it the time to rest and recover, because that's really where the magic begins. Is yes, we've challenged your body in the workout, but then it really starts to remodel and to respond during that rest time. Now, rest doesn't mean you go home and you sit on the couch for the rest of the time until you come back to
yes. Yes.
the next workout. That's not what I'm talking about. that we talk about structured exercise, which is what you're going to be doing in the conditioning classroom. We may assign some other structured exercise outside of the conditioning classroom, but we're not all about working out for 5 hours at a time, right? But then there's a piece that's structured exercise. There's something that we call non-exercise activity
hmm
that we encourage our clients to incorporate in their day. Think about walking their dog, doing the gardening, doing whatever it is, that non-exercise activity is actually part of your recovery too, is that it's gentle movement on your body, but you're keeping your body moving.
That's really good. And that's something we touch on. It's always tough to get that education through to people that rest doesn't mean you're just sitting. I always call it an active rest. I'm like,
Yeah,
we're doing active rest the rest of the week where you're not going home, you're sitting on your couch because then tomorrow you're gonna be like, what did Brian do to me? I can't
right.
move. So that education piece is important. It makes a huge difference for people.
Right. And that is something that, that's a place where Tai Chi comes in as well, is that it's kind of like that softer side of exercise and movement that keeps your body moving, and it balances out the harder forms of exercise. So, Tai Chi is an important piece of the puzzle as well.
Oh, that's interesting. So do you use Tai Chi in supplement to personal training?
Yes, yes, we have Tai Chi classes here. We do one-on-one Tai Chi. Like I said, I feel like it's an important piece of the puzzle, especially for older adults. It keeps the body open and relaxed. It helps. We teach breathing so that, deep breathing. We don't want the shallow. Some people get really, especially as they age, they forget to breathe.
Yeah.
And a full way, not forget to breathe, that was a dumb statement, but they're not breathing in an effective way. That shallow breathing is not good for you. um, the relaxation part of Tai Chi helps you balance out your body, where you're not just in that sympathetic nervous system all the time, that it allows your body to relax and get into the parasympathetic side, that rest and digest side,
Mm.
right? Especially as stressed as our lives can be. um, I use it. I know that I do my own Tai Chi. I know, and like I always tell people, I still like to punch and kick things. I still like to, I still like my hard form of exercise, but I know that doing Tai Chi, that softer side of exercise, actually allows me to continue to do the harder side of exercise.
Mm. Wow. I've been recently learning a lot about breath actually, and you're right about saying that people kind of forget how to breathe, or maybe they never really learned to in the first place.
Yeah.
And it is important. And I just have a question about your observation. I find that when people don't know how to breathe, they don't really know how to control a lot of the rest of their body.
That's a great point, Brian. That is really very true. Yeah, people don't realize how important the process of that that breathing process. Control is not the right word, but being able to really connect with that oxygen intake and getting rid that exhalation is also very important. It's You're very right. If they don't understand breathing, that's very connected to not understanding how their body works at all.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's cool. I love to hear the different perspectives on, really the same issue and how we can attack it from so many different angles. So
Right, right, yeah.
cool. It's another cool tool to integrate in this breathing work.
Right,
That's so
right,
important.
yeah. Right.
Oh, that's cool. So I guess, is there anything else kind of like that or that you have to educate people on pretty often that most people don't really know about personal training or Tai Chi or what you do?
You know, I think that one of the misconceptions about personal training, like I said, is that it's all about hard, hard, hard. We're gonna break you down, kind of thing. You don't have Exercise doesn't have to be that way. It can be something that you actually do enjoy, and it I want people to want to come in and work out. That's the real magic, I think, of is helping people get to that space of, I really realize I like being able to pick up the dog food and not be like, this is way too heavy for me to carry downstairs, or, to bring in my groceries, or I went skiing I did a full day of skiing and I'm not sore. That kind of thing is good. It Personal training is uh, uh, it should be a guide. I tell people, I don't want to be a crutch
Mm,
for you. I don't want you to think about me as a crutch, but think about me as a guide, right? And if you want to stay with me the rest of your life, that you enjoy personal training, that's awesome. But what I really want is, what I hope is that it becomes so much a part of your life, exercise becomes so much a part of your life, that even if I weren't there, you would still continue.
mm.
That's really what I want for people, is to help them integrate appropriate exercise into their lives so that it's just natural. Um,
That is so cool. And I can feel the like passion as you're talking. So,
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, because yeah, it is. I am very passionate about it.
it's important. And, when we get the privilege of really helping people out like that, it's impactful.
Yes.
So I love it. I love it too. And I love to see that you're so passionate about it as well. I see why people love coming to you.
Well, thank you. Yeah, like I said, I want it to be the best part of their day, and that's not what a lot of people think about with personal training.
No, no, they're like, oh gosh, I have to go over there again, and
Yeah,
that's not what they have with you. So that is really cool.
yeah.
Well, Diane, I really appreciate you taking the time to come chat with me here. So,
Yes,
um,
absolutely. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. I love that the new approach idea. I think that you have a really great program that is going to be helping people in that physical therapy realm of, you focus on the person, you focus on the whole person, you give people your attention, is you're focused on them just like we're focused on the client. So I think that, new approach and the conditioning classroom are good partners.
I appreciate that. And I didn't pay you to say that.
No, you did not. Did not.
Well, thank you so much, Diane. I really appreciate it.
All right, we'll see ya.
Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Thanks again.
Uh-huh. Bye-bye.